Well, I thought I'd start the video with portions of my busy week this week. The trees came in for the driveway bed, so if I step back, you can see the new beds we put in last summer. The raised beds are over there. This is kind of like an inlet to the driveway. So when UPS comes up, or any kind of big truck, when they come up to the house to drop off packages, they back down the driveway and they back into here. So I left a good, I don't know, 10 feet in the front, just in case they overshoot the driveway in the winter. And then I did put some stones, and I'll put flags on those for the snowstorms this winter, so that my husband stops plowing everything into here. Like, he needs to plow the snow there, or he needs to plow the snow there. And hopefully he's going to listen to me. But we did get, those are a couple of dwarf hydrangeas in the front. These are slender junipers. So I haven't finished, you can see. I've pulled back the burlap, but I haven't cut off the cages. This was this morning's project. And then, let's see, this is a Horstmen silberlocke. So I've got 2 of those. And I love firs. I absolutely adore a fir tree. It's the way they grow, right? They're very soft, very, very soft. And they get these beautiful purple cones on them. And they show the underside of the needle because they curl in, and the underside of the needle is white. So to me, it's one of my favorite evergreens. Fir trees are just outstanding. And that's a phyllocydes. Was in its container too long, and I might have lost the leader. Or that could just be from winter burn. We're not really sure. And while I'm thinking of it, now that I see the black on it, it could be dog urine. So I've got 2 of those. This is a common witch hazel. So this is just a native New England witch hazel. Let's see. And that's, I think, where, oh no, that's a viburnum, snowball viburnum, a baby. It'll be years before I see that tree come to fruition. But I'm making progress on the driveway bed. So I got a long way to go, but I am definitely making progress, and I will finish this today. Let's see. Sorry. I don't know why what else did I plant? Oh, I planted some stuff back here this week. There's a lot. I have been so busy this week planting. It's been a beautiful week for it. The high have been in the 50s, the low has been in the 40s, so not a huge fluctuation in temperature. And then we've had a bunch of rainstorms, so it was really nice to be planting out in the rainstorms. The plants, there was almost no transplant shock, with the exception of one plant. So I did plant some. Those are from seed. Those are just foxglove. And I planted the chocolate. These are the chocolate ones. And why can't I remember the name of the plant right now? Actually, these don't look chocolate, do they? They look yellow. Well, we'll see. And then, let's see. I did put some hostas in the ground behind here. They get partial sun, like they're in the sun right now, but they won't get a lot of sun because they're behind the manthuia. The apple tree, the crab apple, is looking good this year. Actually, all the trees are looking good this year. So far, so good. And we had some cold snaps after this stuff leafed out. As a matter of fact, the golden rain tree that's down there leafed out and then abruptly lost all its leaves because of a heavy frost for a couple of days. I think we got down to 26, 28 for a couple of days. So that tree is going to reset itself. It'll leaf out again. It's happy and healthy. It just had a tough start. Let's see. I planted in some dahlias. These are obsidian dahlias. They're beautiful. They have a chocolate flower on them. They're beautiful. Where else? Keep going. Oh, this is my holding bay over here. I think I lost. Well, no, I guess I didn't. I was gonna say I think I lost part of this plant, but now I'm seeing. Oh, I don't know. I still think I lost part of that plant. It's too bad. So these are little Joes, and they were in the shed, so I shouldn't lose them. And they were kept watered. Maybe they're just taking their sweet time. It does look like they're starting to push something there. So this is just a holding area for plants that I don't have a place for yet, or plants that didn't look good coming out of winter. And then I planted a red bud. I think this one's forest pansy. This fall we'll start working on this bed over here. I started putting this bed together a couple years ago and then abruptly stopped to do other projects. So this is a forest pansy, which is just starting to leaf out. Cute little tree. I can't wait. It's gonna look nice with the Little Devil 9 box. The Little Devil 9 box is like a chocolate color, and those will be deep red leaves. Oh, the crabapple, the living arbor is almost spent. Let me see if I can back this up. Yep. It flowered beautiful this year. Look at the litter on the ground from it. But I love it. I absolutely adore it. Hopefully it's going to have a nice growing year and fill in. It's all bees. If the bees weren't so content, I would think that you were going to get stung walking through there. The garlic is getting big, so I planted that last fall. There's some other spots with it in. My corn is up. I don't have a lot of corn, but enough to say I grew corn. The rest of this is kale. The camel and I eat it a lot. And then chives and basil and germander. Let's see, these are scallions. Not scallions, they're, leeks. I think they're leeks. Pepper. And, so this went to seed before I could catch it. This happened so quick this year. I don't know why. It must have just loved its life here this year. It was a nice, cool, long spring. I've got some romaine. So these are 4 romaine heads. One's a red romaine and the other one's a green romaine. There's some more corn in there. A couple pieces. My tomatoes, pepper. Let's see. Oh, and the sweet peas came up. They're not very large yet, but they did come up, so I'm going to climb up that tutor. My beets are up. More garlic, the leftover garlic. I spread it around a couple beds. These are regular peas. I'm actually going to come over, and these grew quicker than the sweet peas, so these are just the sugar peas. I'm gonna come tie these to this trellis today. And then my pumpkins are coming up. I planted seeds straight in the ground. So they're starting to come up in the bathtub. More sweet peas, or sugar peas, I should say. Oh, cherry tomato. I've got all my boxwoods trimmed back. That's a start down there. But the boxwoods have been trimmed throughout the property. They've been fertilized and they've been sprayed. And I can see a big weed in that one. Right there. Right down the bottom. But they're all putting out new growth. And I got my fingers crossed for a good year because I got a couple of these that are struggling. This one over here does not want to grow. I do not know why. All the rest of them put on size. That one is like, no ma'am, not going to happen today. So they really had a hard prune back. You can tell by the bottom where they were damaged from the winter winds. And now the top is flush and growth. We'll have to pray for the bottoms. They were fertilized twice already, so here's hoping. I wish you could hear these bees. There's so many bees on this. All right. So we got a couple more things done. Let me take you over the other side of the. Oh, I planted the in the front yard. I planted a variegated dogwood. Oh, it's beautiful. There she is. The wisteria smells amazing. I love wisteria. You know, everybody's afraid of it, and it is a lot of work, but it's a lot of work I enjoy. Like, really enjoy. So it's almost to the end of the trellis. Almost. Oops, scared that little bird. All right. Gunny. So here's the variegated dogwood. She is beautiful. I'm going to back up so you can see how she's planted. I absolutely adore it. Let me just step over here. So she looks closer to the house than what she is. Oops, sorry about that. I need to change hands. And it will get 15 feet wide. So I'm assuming there'll be some, I mean, I think it's got more than 7 feet there. But even if it does get over to the front porch, it'll just be a light trimming over there. This front porch, you can't use it in the summer. It gets so hot here at night. Even I put ceiling fans up here because I like to sit out on the front porch, and you can't be out here in the summertime. It's awful. So hopefully this will do a good job shading that porch when she grows up. So if we back up, hopefully. And boy, I love walking by my front door and seeing that tree there. I just love it. So then, show you the other stuff I planted. Come on, Gunny. Gunny. Come on, Gunny. Oh, and this is called red dragon, I believe. Actually, there's still a tag on this. Huh, go May. Probably strangling the branch. Yeah, red dragon. So, Cornelius Avellina, red dragon. It's a red-leaved, part of the curly willow family, I think. Just really gnarly looking branches and red leaves. I absolutely love this shrub. So we got, let's see. Oh, I pulled out the fire chief. I left the bowling ball, but the 2 fire chief that were in here, I pulled them out. The rabbits ate them down. It would take them years to recover from what the rabbits did this winter. And I just put in 2 more boxwood because the rabbits don't touch those. Oh, and I lost one of those ground cover roses. So I went out and bought another one. And it was an unusual winter. So maybe I lose it again, but we'll be hard pressed to have another winter like that for another, I'd say 5-6 years. And hopefully by that time, these are more established and can handle what life throws at them. So the bottle brush is open. I just love a Forthagilla. I really do. I think they're the coolest plants. I've got a couple of them. And every year when they flush out, I'm like, why don't I have more of these? They're an easy keeper. Just a real easy keeper. And they're just charming, charming trees. These boxwoods will cut back as well. They're starting to put on some new growth. Let's see. What else did I get in? I did pull out 2 Pugster butterfly bushes. And I think I'm going to be pulling out 2 more. So here's the thing with the Pugster that I didn't know. Now this one is starting to flush out leaves on the old growth. So I might leave this one. This is the thing, right? On any type of butterfly bush, you gotta wait a while to see in New England if it made it or not. Butterfly bushes don't do great here. We got wet, heavy clay soil and extreme temperature swings. So I wasn't sure that this one had made it, and I guess some of it has. Not all of it is showing signs of life yet. But when it comes back from the base, the problem is it's no longer a Pugster. So this happened to me last year too, where it just reverted. It reverted back to a regular butterfly bush, which I don't want here. So I lost 2 last year, and so far I've pulled out 2 this year that reverted. And I'm gonna have to see if that's coming up from the base or if that's part of the trunk. I'll go in there and examine it, but it looks like it's part of the butterfly bush itself. The Pugster series itself. A regular butterfly bush, the leaves look much different. You'd be able to quickly tell whether it's Pugster or not. The Joe Pye weed is coming up. This is a cultivated version of Joe Pye weed over here. And so it stays smaller. It still gets large, but it stays smaller. I was happy to see that came back as well. The natives, you know, kind of, they usually do. Let's see. What else did I plant? I picked up some more Delaware azaleas, which were already bloomed when they came in. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 Delaware azaleas. And then the ones that I planted last year are just coming into bloom now. A pretty little flower on them. I like the white up against the dark brick house. And it's pure white. Two more over there. And then the purple ghost. Is purple ghost or amber ghost? Well, it's one of the ghosts. It's starting to catch up. And then starting to catch up to this one. I was afraid of that one. I thought that would come back super early because it's in a very protected spot. So I said, oh, that'll come back super early because it'll get the residual heat from the house. And because we're now on the south side of the house, I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. But it flushed out pretty late. The dogwood over here is just about done blooming. But boy, it was a beautiful show this year. Just a beautiful, put on a beautiful show. Let's see if we can get you. Boy, are they pretty. Just about done. So pretty. They were so pretty this year. It must have had 10,000 bracts on it. When you looked at it from one of the upstairs rooms, it was just charming. Just charming. This lilac hasn't opened. This is a Miss Kim. She hasn't opened yet, but my other lilacs are open. So one of these is an amber ghost and one of these is a purple ghost. And it's going to take me years to figure out which one. Oh no, this is fire glow. I lied. So that's purple ghost over there. This is fire glow. And then I planted another dogwood over here. Oh, and the azalea. This is a reblooming azalea. I can't believe I even have this color in my yard. I feel like I wouldn't have picked it. But, I mean, it looks okay. I'm just not a coral person. Ooh. I planted this dogwood. This is a Japanese dogwood. It's sulking. Apparently it needs water. I planted it last night in the rain, so I thought it'd be fine. But it does look like it's sulking a little bit. So this is Scarlet Fire, Japanese dogwood. It's a pretty one. And then, let's go up here. I did find another Cestus dwarf over at Weston Nursery. Very thankful. I'd like to get my hands on another 4 or 5 of them. I love Cestus dwarf. Just absolutely love it. And I lost another saguaro cypress this winter, so I replaced it with a Cestus dwarf. And I had a curly saguaro in there. I actually think, if I step back, I actually think I like the Cestus just as much as the, but that's because it's still really small. That's about the size of the Cestus that died. I was very sad about it. And I hit this with fish fertilizer yesterday. I don't know, it looks like it's struggling. It doesn't look as green as it's supposed to. I mean, it doesn't look horrible. So I gave it fish fertilizer, and we'll see what happens. Wish me luck, because I love that tree. What else did I plant? I got more planting to do today. Let's see. Oh, I threw a loropetalum in the ground. You can barely see it because the mulch is black. I love a moody flower. These boxwoods also got trimmed back. They look good. These boxwoods flew through the winter. They just, with a breeze, like they just didn't care about their winter. Now these are sempervivums and they're North Stars. So I think from now on, when I buy boxwoods, this is what I'm gonna go with for this yard, because they really came through the winter with flying colors. The Haconocloa is starting to come into its own. This is a Seven Sons tree. It's not the Proven Winners variety. It's just a no-name brand. Oh, I put one of my Japanese maples. I don't remember which one this is either. I'll have to look. I put one of my Japanese maples in a pot over here for now. It'll get some sprinkler water. This is, I hard pruned this. It's the black one. It's a smoke bush. I hard pruned it. That's why it looks so terrible. But it'll flush out. I hard pruned 2 of them and I left 1 of them. I love the flowers on a smoke bush. So I don't like to hard prune them because you lose the flowers when you hard prune a smoke bush. They produce their flowers on old wood. So this is the other Cestus dwarf that I've had. Geez, I think this is 6 or 7 years now, maybe 8. Yeah, probably 6 or 7. And I absolutely love this. I love everything about it. The color it turns in the summertime, the color it turns in the wintertime. In the wintertime, it throws off more of a gold hue. In the summertime, it throws off more of a gold hue, and then in the wintertime, it's really blue. And then this one hasn't leafed out yet either. I'm not overly concerned. This is Orange Dream. Everything's still supple on it. So fingers crossed it was in the shed. So it's funny because the stuff that was out in the landscape has already flushed out. The stuff that was in the shed is taking a little longer. I'm sorry, I'm trying to stick a thing back in the ground. So like this lemon lime lace underwent a ferocious winter and it's all leafed out already. And you would think it would be delicate. Even the Chamukiyama, which is typically later for me than my other lace leaves, has leafed out. This is a proven winners variety. I had never even heard of it before. And I'm not sure, I think it's leafing out though. I'm like hesitant to cut these, right? Because I'm like, I don't know, it could still flush leaves out of that. Like some of it looks like it's about to. And then other stuff doesn't look so like it's going to. So I don't know. But anyway, this is Proven Winners, and it is Metamorphosa. I didn't even know Proven Winners had Japanese maples. But look at how pretty that is. That's a beautiful tree. And it seems like I'm drawn to the red ones, like that Twombly's. So I was pretty happy that I was drawn to this one. Oh, and that Ilion, my friend from YouTube, I seen it in his yard. I'm like, what is that tree? And he's like, oh, that's Ilion Japanese maple. I had to buy one. I bought this in the dead of winter. And my goodness, she is, the new growth on this, when she leafed out, oh, it's just outstanding. I almost don't want to have it in a high pot, except I want to leave it here for the winter. I almost don't want to have it in a high pot though, because the top where all the new growth is so pink and orange and a creamy beige, and it's just a beautiful tree. But this will stay here through the winter in these pots. So I've got two. I've got a coral bark and then I've got Ilion. They'll stay here instead of coming inside. And when they get a little bit bigger, they'll be planted out in the landscape. Let's see. I still got so much planting to do. I have so much. I'll show you the greenhouse. I have so much inside that greenhouse still. This overwintered outside. Look at the mushrooms. Holy crap, holy. Those are some good sized mushrooms. I'll put my foot up there so you can see how big that is. Good sized mushrooms. And this one too. Oh, and some more back there. Mother Nature. She is amazing. I trimmed back these boxwoods. They are looking really good. This is a nice, real nice boxwood as well. These are green gems, and they really handle winter well. This was outside in its nursery can, and I can see the rabbits are eating it already. I hate rabbits. Oh my God, they're so miserable. They do so much damage. It didn't look that great coming out of its nursery can, but I planted it anyway, and I'm like, well, if anything's gonna save it, the actual ground is, so we'll see how it goes. And then I have more of those boxwood over here. And they really just come through the winter so well. So they got a nice little trim and they got fertilized. And then I planted up some, just some containers. Let's see. So I thought this would be interesting to show you if you're into conifers. I have needle casts on this tree. So I've been treating this tree for about 5 years. And it keeps flushing out, so it's candling. There's our pollen cones. It keeps flushing out, but you can see it's thin. So the year I bought these two blue spruces, we had a hell of a summer. I mean, I think it rained out of the, if you say we have 120 days of summer in Massachusetts, out of the 120 days, it probably rained 100 of them. And not a light rain, like a real heavy rain. So I don't know if it came with needle cast, but I noticed immediately the needles starting to fall off of these trees. And so I called Bartlett Tree Service, and I had Bartlett come treat them immediately. Now you can see this one's in much better shape. And it also had needle cast. But this one is now in a lot of shade, and that one is still in a lot of sun. So I don't know if that's helping this tree, but it certainly doesn't look as sparse as the other one. I did talk to Bartlett Tree Service yesterday and asked them what the prognosis is for this tree. I mean, it's still putting on growth. And he said as long as the top's growing, they'll just keep treating it. And we may have success where it's just, you know, you can halt the disease. You never cure it, but you can halt it. It's equally as tall as that one, but it's just not as full. Come on, Gunny. Sorry, he needs to know where I am. This is also sulking over here. Oh, this is looking good this year too, this Japanese maple. This is as white as it's ever been. So I think as more shade comes to it, it's going to turn whiter and whiter. So it's Yukigamo, and I absolutely love the tree. I put it in the ground, and this is the only Japanese maple. I've never fertilized it. I've never watered it. I just ignore it and let it do its own thing, and it's actually starting to turn white like it's supposed to. So I am super excited about that. I put this popcorn viburnum in the ground this week, and it sulked. Now it rained yesterday, so it looks pretty good, but boy, I thought I was just gonna lose the whole plant. I can see where a lot of the leaves have just dried off, so I'll keep my eye on it. Next month I'll give it a good dose of fertilizer and see how it does. This is a beautyberry, and it is showing no signs of life, so I think she needs to be pulled, and we'll buy another one. That rhododendron looks good there too. It's got beautiful flowers on it. All right, so then there's only 2 more spots. So the greenhouse, I shouldn't say that's the only 2 more gardens though, because it's not, but 2 more spots I want to show you. So the greenhouse still has a lot of stuff to plant. A lot of it is just stuff from seed, like the lupins and the celosia, and let's see, blanket flower, and hosta, and yarrow, and then other stuff. Here's the celosia is dying to get out of these pots. It's got to get out today. So you can see the difference. Like this one, for whatever reason, when I up-potted it, maybe I didn't have enough square. When I as I break it, that was silly. All right, when I up-potted it, it went into an old Proven Winners can. Now this one, you know, you can see just the difference in how it's doing. This one, first of all, these are crowded, and second, it's just in one of the little cans. So you can see up-potting them really helps these out. They've all been pinched back about 1,000 times. Let me just stick this back in here without breaking anything. Hold on. There we go. They've been pinched back about 1,000 times because, you know, I was trying to keep them shorter for when I was ready to plant them out, but they just want to get out of here now. They're like, we're all done with this. Thank you for offering, but we'd like land. I even got a few pansies that I never planted out that are just blooming away in here. Let's see, this is watermelon and regular melon, which I'll probably grow on in here. These are snapdragons that really need to be planted out. There's eucalyptus that really needs to be planted out. There's just a lot of stuff in here. And if you look out the back of the greenhouse, pardon my hose, you'll see that this is where all the blueberries are. Blueberries, cranberries, honeyberries, strawberries. I gotta get in there and weed. There's a lot of weed in here. These are all seedlings that are growing on. I've got a bunch in the greenhouse. There's the orchard. It goes all the way up to the end of the hedgerow. And I planted 4 more peach trees that just came in. So it's the last 4 peach trees on this side of the wall. So the idea is to make it down this side of the wall with more fruit trees. But there you go. I got 2 that didn't come back this winter. This was a Granny Smith. And it wasn't brand new. I mean, I'm surprised it didn't make it back. But, so we got 2 of those that didn't come back this year. And then, last but not least, sorry, I'm trying to fix this strap. We'll edit this part out. Hi, Gunny. What you doing? Gunny dog. Are you ignoring me? Okay, so we got one more spot over here. Oh, I got the sidewalk planted up with more thyme. So every year I try and add onto the sidewalk to get the thyme to take over instead of the grass. Not yet, stay here. And then I got all my figs are out. Pay no attention to the mess the dogs make. I got the lemons, the limes, the grapefruit. These are snapdragons I overwintered from last year. I just gave a hard cut back to the lamb's ear. Another Japanese maple. And I've got an olive tree. I pruned this up last week too. Hopefully next year I get some olives on it. And then these lilies I overwintered from last year in the greenhouse, so they look good. This was a seedling, overwintered from last year in the greenhouse. It looks good. It's getting too much sun. Look at, oh my God, that looks terrible. Good thing I noticed it today. Yesterday, the last 3 days, it's been raining. That's a, oh my God, what's the Christmas flower? I can't think right now. This clearly got too much sun too. Look at my poor fern is white. It's all right, it needs a haircut. More figs. Let's see, some more boxwoods, more fern, begonia. These are the white wedding, weeping hydrangea. Everything is just waking up out here. These are begonias that I overwintered from last year. This is agave, bad hair day. I gave this a really hard prune back. This was in full flower, chive. So I gave it a really hard cut back. And it'll flower again this year. I cut it, I mean, it must have been 6 inches. And it was just so happy that I did that it just started to, it almost immediately grew. Like the next day you could see it was growing. That's my troll ginkgo filling back out after its rapid damage. Try saying that. And then I've got two here that I've just taken their sweet time too, but this does not look dead. This is definitely looking like all buds. So this is a ginkgo chichi, and it definitely looks like it's budding. This maple though, it's manure no sato. These both wintered outside in these pots. And we did get down, these are just plastic pots, and we did get down to minus 20 for about a week. It might have taken this. I feel like when we have a really hard winter like that, the stuff that comes out quicker. So the fact that I've got Japanese maples that haven't leafed out yet just is really concerning to me, because I feel like they should have leafed out. They typically jump out in the spring when we have a really hard winter like that. And then in here, these are so cute, these planters. I love them. I don't know, it's probably in too much shade. You probably can't see them, but I've got herbs in them. And that's it. So that's it for me for now. I know I had like 5 of these pots of these. Where did I put them? They flowered all winter. All winter. They got a bright orange flower. Oh, they're in the front yard up by the magnolia. I know where they are. I remember what I did with them. All right. And we have figs on our fig trees. I think that's it for today. And I'll be gardening the rest of the day. Enjoy yourselves and have a great weekend.